We have breaking news. President of Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria, Sheikh Abdul Rashid, has passed away. President of Supreme Council for Sharia in Nigeria. He's a Yoruba man. His name is Sheikh Abdul Rashid. May his soul rest in perfect peace. We just thank God that these guys were not able to establish Sharia in southern Nigeria, especially the southwest. These guys were not able to fulfill the will of this Fulani Caliphate, Uthman Danfodio, establishing Sharia in the southwest and also southern Nigeria. Now we have another report. Terrorists imposed Sharia law on territory in Kogi, caught hand of victim. Terrorists imposed Sharia law on territory in Kogi, caught hand of victims. Most of this report, we don't take it serious until it done. You see, when somebody has his or her brother or sister kidnapped by these guys, it looks like shock. The other day, that Afenifere youth leader, when he was kidnapped, it looked like play until people saw videos of him in the bush moving from one place to another. He came out and gave his testimony of what he encountered after people have coughed millions of naira. So you think that this is ordinary news and people are playing? These guys are playing, or these Fulani guys, terrorists are playing. These are our governors in southern Nigeria. They think that these guys are playing. They are playing with the future of the indigenous people in southern Nigeria. Okay? Now, they caught the hand of this young man. This young man is from Yagba West. He's a Yoruba man. Let me read the story. The incident took place on Saturday when Mr. Lanlege Adewale was kidnapped. He's a Yoruba man. I said it before, Yorubas are in Kogi State. He was kidnapped and taken to a territory near Ikoro in Kogi State, where scores of armed terrorists have seized a territory that they seized. He was traveling between Ogbe and Ikoro, Kogi State, alongside some women when all of them were kidnapped by armed men they identified as Fulani headsmen. They seized 5 of them, 3 of them were women. They took them to a territory in the bush near Kogi. The forest where they took them, that is their territory, also extends to Kwara, Ekiti. These 3 states, Yoruba states. We have many Yorubas living in Kogi State. We have Yorubas are the ones that own Kwara. Forget the North Central, whatever. Ekiti State is Yoruba State. So this forest extends Kogi, Kwara, and Ekiti. The terrorists currently control this forest. Mr. Olaoye Adeola, a native of Egbe, a Yoruba city not too far from the scene of horror, told reporters. He said while in the forest, the women were separated. They told him that they had come to implement Sharia across Yoruba states and to take over the land. When some people read these reports, say, how can these people do this? People are deserting the rural areas, and these guys are claiming territories in the rural areas. The Nigerian security forces have not been able to stop this menace, and instead of them to be reducing, they are increasing day by day. Millions and billions is being spent on security. The other time, an army officer told a radio station that he was killing Boko Haram. His fellow soldiers shot at him because he was killing too much of the terrorists. And that will not send signal to our cerebellum, our brain, that these guys, they are coordinated, they know what they are doing. And they feel that since they conquered Hausa land, they can do anything. They can, okay, let's move on. He said, they told him they have come to implement Sharia across Yoruba states and to take over the land. They told him they wanted him to go and pass on the message to other people. They told him they were preparing for jihad that would extend to the Atlantic Ocean. I told you, Uthman Danfodio, he wants to dip the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. Where is the Atlantic Ocean, my brother? Your guess is as good as mine. The source, that is the person telling this story, told reporters. He said the armed men The armed men wore military uniforms, had AK-47, and had several maps showing the entire country. In a chat with reporters and General Secretary of Alliance for Yoruba Democratic Movement, this man said the incident has confirmed the fears of many conscious Yoruba people. What we are seeing is a terrorist movement. These terrorists have no cattle. They are not in Yorubaland to graze their cattle, but to conquer and take over Yorubaland, describing the incident as a clear message that jihad is here with us. Mr. Lanlege Adewale is from Ogbe, a community in Yagba West local government area of Kogi State. A relation of Lanlege said after cutting his hands off, he was released, leaving him to treat his wounds. We don't know how he managed to survive. Blood gushed out of his hand for hours. He was eventually released without ransom paid. The kidnapper said he should go and show his hand to his people, telling them they were on a news break. This is the reality. We have told you that the Fulani will never ever back down in anything they want to achieve. You see, they see Nigeria as a place whereby they can achieve their aim. And looking at how gullible, how greedy, how shameless southern leaders are, the real indigenous of this land, how stupid and foolish they are, the Fulani feels that they are so smart enough to override or overrun everybody. I don't know what is giving them that mindset. Maybe because they have been able to dominate the Hausas and also a part of Kwara State. They believe that they can run anybody down. So it's very important for everybody to be alert. I understand that it is not, you see, those people that are fighting political fight, the main enemies now is before our faces. I've told you that the reason why I'm speaking on this thing is that if these Fulanis are able, they tried coming through Middle Belt. Middle Belt has been taking the bullets of these Fulani guys. People are being killed every AK market day, Easter day, Salad, every day, Christmas. If they have not been able to conquer the Middle Belt, because it is the Middle Belt that is stopping them from carrying out these their terrorist activities in the southeast, southeast. It's because of the defiance of the Middle Belt. That's why they are not being able. Middle Belt have been taking all the bullets. Now they are trying to come through the southwest using religion and what have you. Yes, Sharia. And some leaders, some southern leaders seem not to be concerned about what is happening. They believe that all these ones is not possible. How did we have Sharia in our 1999 constitution? We don't have any Christian. We have Sharia. I told some people that we have Sharia in our 1999 constitution. They were shocked. They never believed. There is Sharia in your constitution. How did they input that Sharia? It is an agenda. And with your book, your academics, your degree and PhD and professor degree, they are taking over. Look at the security agencies. They have taken over. If they tell you that they not, let them get Nigeria. It is all these things that are happening. The young man said there is fear all over. There is fear all over in those communities. They capture the territory. Ah, God. Ah, my God. They capture the territory in a democratic setting. I said the other time, democracy is scam. Democracy is big scam. The only thing we need to do, we need to rise up and be vigilant and make sure that we hold our governors, our leaders responsible. Let's forget this democratic thing, way of doing things, because democracy will make you weak and weak and weak. The Fulanis have seen that we are practicing democracy. That is why, despite the whole scam called democracy, we are being run down by these people. Democracy makes you look stupid, foolish, and make you look weak. Democracy. Yes, democracy. Somebody says, if you say democracy is the government of the people, what if the bad people hijack democracy? What if the Fulani hijack democracy? Then democracy will be a government of the Fulanis, by the Fulani and for the Fulani. That's why they tell you that North knows how to play politics. They know how to play that democratic the politics of democracy, whereby a certain people hijack a system and they pilot that system in their favor. The other times we have North threatening this, threatening that, threatening everybody. Not to remember, not you are born to rule. Without North, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot win elections. All have you. Not will bully a southern president, will threaten you, you come. Not to bully our southeast traditional rulers. The Sultan of Sokoto will bully because they have been able to hold on to the democracy, the scam called democracy. Our Enugu traditional rulers, your Fulani people are killing our people. You are going to beg or pay homage or whatever. Hausa people were killed in Edo State. It is the governor of Edo that went to pay condolence visits to the Fulani governors of Kano. But Fulani people were killing in Enugu State. Instead of the Southern Sokoto to come and beg our traditional rulers, it's our traditional rulers that are going to beg them. That is what democracy offers you. Democracy, freedom of expression, freedom of this and that. Are you really having your expression? When a government is killing its citizens, a government is stealing from its citizens, and you carry placard because democracy gives you the provision to go and protest. You protest, and these politicians keep quiet. They will tell you, you can protest from now till the next 100 years. Don't break infrastructure. Don't do this. Don't set this on fire. Don't do this. Don't cross here. They are controlling. They are controlling how you agitate and protest for good governance. Is revolution part of democracy? Because it's only revolution, I think, that can cause a change. It's only revolution, not democracy. Democracy. So these Fulani are using the liberality of people, the democratic nature of people to enter. Okay, they enter forest, you go. You catch them. You give them to police. The other time, somehow they settle themselves around police. Our weak judicial system will absorb these guys of crime. However, in certain ways, they will go back. You are practicing democracy. Boko Haram, people that have been shedding blood, killing children, killing pregnant women, killing boys and girls, cutting their hands and heads off. The Nigerian army will catch them, will tell us that they are rehabilitating killers, people that shed blood will not enter their eyes. Nigerian army, with their well-ironed suit and their bogus nature, with their intelligence, they will tell us that they are rehabilitating terrorists that even the United States cannot rehabilitate. They have not been able to rehabilitate ordinary their civil population, those pickpockets on the street. They have not been able to rehabilitate them. Instead, when they go to our Nigerian prisons, they are much more hardened. There was a kidnap in Enugu. There was a kidnap, I think, in Rivers State that was connected to a prisoner in Enugu State. You have not been able to rehabilitate your own citizens. You want to rehabilitate terrorists. How does that make sense? You have not been able to rehabilitate. My God. So democracy allows for those. You rehabilitate them and you bring them back in society. We have 309 people that have killed, that have hated civilization. 309 of them has been brought back into the society because of democracy. We need to have our own system that will favor us as a people. That's why I'm saying we must change the system. Me, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying. Some people are saying I'm supporting a Tinubu. I'm supporting a Tinubu to restructure. There's nothing like good governance. See, look at Punch, Warri Refinery. Punch, you are talking about good governance now. Warri Refinery, whether the $800 and something million they use on Warri Refinery flops. That is on the front page of Punch. You spend $800 and something million to revamp a refinery, but yet that refinery flops. The money has gone down the drain, almost $1 billion. You know what $1 billion can do? This is what democracy. What is going to happen? Collectively, some people don't run Nigeria streets, and you have people that does democracy represent a sane society, especially in Africa? It seems the only person that have sense in Africa is all this military regime, because when they definitely take the hands of these imperialists away and these invaders away, like the Fulanis, the Arabs were the first colonizers. The Arabs were the first. Have you heard of the Ottoman Empire? How the Ottoman Empire fought Britain, conquered Britain, France. These guys, they will never leave their aim to want to erase your or dominate your culture, your heritage, and your self-preservation, preserving yourself as a human being. I'll be in my community. I will not be behaving like a human being, because I can't sleep in the night because I believe that there are people around that may attack me at any point in time. I stop behaving like human. Self-preservation. I cannot behave like somebody God created, because I have leaders that have failed protecting. You cut the hand of a man as example. You know, some people might be doubting this information. That is your problem. That is your problem. We pray you don't encounter these guys. There's a young girl that went to write jam. She lost. They can't found from one end to another end. Her jam, I think her jam is in Lagos. Maybe Badagry side. If I stand to be corrected. They found her for Ogun State. That is what democracy has brought to us. So it's time for us to forget all this liberalism, because these guys, they are going to use everybody can stay anywhere in Nigeria, blah blah blah. Enter your community, run you street. Before you know, little by little, they will be eating you. Small. They are eating you. Security agency, chase these guys away now. They cannot chase them away. We are on top of the situation. You are on top of the situation. People are dying. You're on top of the situation. The other time, almost 100 people were killed. You are on top of which situation? When you want to scam Nigerians, you are using all sorts of language and grammar to scam Nigerians. And Nigerians, as foolish as they are, they will listen to you. The reason why somebody like me is talking is because I cannot be crazy like every other person. People that know me, I don't come out, I don't talk. Me talk. I'll just be watching. I'll be observing. But I see that everybody is getting mad. I cannot be as mad as every other person. I should come out and speak up. At least if it's what I'm doing, so that they'll know that I'm not part of these shenanigans. There is real jihadist movement in the southwest. The government, look at the other time, Ibadan State, Oyo State Governor, Sheyi Makinde, Boko Haram cells. In Lagos, suspected Boko Haram members. In Ogun State, over 100 in the forest were apprehended. I was going the other time towards Ogun State. I saw immigration carrying a number of them from the forest. I could not take my phone to capture the video. I just saw them. I was shocked. This will not even make the headlines, because I don't know. How did Fulani find their way in every position of power, especially in the northern part of Nigeria? Because I feel like some people don't believe some of these things. They don't believe it's true, or they think it's play. Maybe you saw in the news where people were protesting. Farmers in Ondo were killed 20. You did not experience the overkillings. I be the Fashion daughter, a friend leader. You didn't hear that he was kidnapped by these Fulani guys, and she lost her life in the process. You didn't hear that if somebody travels from, I think he's a doctor, came to do farm, came to invest in Yorubaland. In his farm, they kidnapped him and they killed him. These are the ones, because of their prominent people, these are the ones you are hearing. Because of social media, they hear these things. Oh. Because of social media. If we are left to all these mainstream media to report all these things, my brother, we'll just stay there. These people will just enter us finish. We just thank God for social media. No wonder the Sultan of Sokoto is saying that social media is a terrorist organization. For where? Because he's exposing. He said, go and tell them. Where did he write? What did he say? He says, they told him they had come to implement Sharia across Yoruba states and to take over the land. They told him they wanted to go, they wanted him to go after cutting his hand. Go and show yourself as evidence that we have come here to stay. We want to implement Sharia. Send the message to other people. They told him that they are preparing for jihad that will extend to the Atlantic Ocean. Who are they? Are they Igbos? Are they Hausas? They say Fulani herdsmen. Okay, maybe it's social media, whatever. I go for my village. I said I went to my village. I went to confront them. You think if I hear that they have established Sharia in my place, me, I go relocate sharp. I went to confront them. I wanted to look them in the eyes. I wanted to know what gods. But those ones, they just do. They are surrounded, so they will behave themselves. Anybody coming to that community, we must know you. We must know who you are. We don't want any reckless coming to kill somebody in our farm, rape our mothers. That one not going to happen for my own village. So these guys, we need to wake up and be alert so that somebody will not go and lose his life for may God help Nigeria and Nigerians.